guide for this moment. So I am doing a general energy update reading, channeled messages and tarot, and I'm also doing free chat bar readings as well. I do these weekly, so every Tuesday morning, 7:30 a.m. AEST time. That's Queensland Australian time. And yeah, there's also, I just really want to bring up the messages that I was receiving this morning. And it was really to do with not just, like, we're going into August now. So this is a big August update, really, this general message, this general reading. But also even till the end of the year. So we are shifting. The ones that have done the shadow work, the light work, is like there's different levels of awareness we have on this planet, obviously. The ones that have done the shadow and the are feeling like they're the light workers, the ones that are the first into this new ascension age of how we're going to create a new reality in a different way, they are going to be starting to receive gifts till the end of the year. And it's going to be a new way of creating your reality rather than the old program. So learning, we're choosing a different path. And this is why I said this, let the new adventure begin, because it really felt like the new adventure was going to start from here on out till the end of this year. Light workers are going to understand how their vibration works from the inside out instead of constantly looking outside to validate themselves. So also they were bringing up that there was a specific grounding that was happening with us, where we understand the sensibility and the necessary materialization or manifestations of reality in the respect of the logical sense. So in other words, wearing the crown of logic, but moving through life through intuition and guidance from the soul. So it doesn't necessarily mean we just poo-poo all logic. We always need the stable, the stronghold. You need the bones of the house. You need the bones of your mind. You need the bones of all of that to be able to create this reality. But to move through it, we need to listen to our intuition and our guidance and our soul, and to trust and keep jumping off the proverbial cliff every moment that we take these. They're not going to become risks anymore, because we're going to have an understanding that the fruition of our manifestations will come from that intuition. And each time we do jump off that proverbial cliff into the unknown, these gifts keep coming our way. So that's where we're going to the end of the year for those that have done the light work. At the others, there's going to be many waves coming up behind us. So there's going to be many waves of, you'll see relatives that were kind of keeping themselves held into the old program are going to have very strong tower moments happening. They might even try to claw at you, but you just keep standing strong in the love and the essence of the knowing that you're coming from your heart, and it'll sort of be in your reality, but it won't affect your reality like it did in the past. And that's a really big, important message there. So hi, everybody. We have two different things going on here because I've decided to go back to Restream. So we have Facebook messages and we have YouTube. So we have quite a few on Facebook and YouTube at the moment already. So if I say hello to someone that's not in the chat bar, that's because it's on the other side. So they're on YouTube or Facebook. Hey, Karina. Hey, Paula. Good to see you guys. Hey, Midge. Hey, Deanne. Really good to see you guys. And I will be doing a free chat bar reading after this as well. So, well, just heaps are falling out, but I won't take all of those because I'll take this one. Do I take this one? Yeah, I take this one for the general. Sorry, one was faced up and the rest were all face down. So I take the one that's faced up. And that ended up being the Four of Pentacles. So I'll just place that down there. And we will get into this general reading that's happening. Yeah, so choices, the way we choose life now, the way we choose life is shifting. No longer from, oh, that happened in the past, so it's going to happen in the future. No longer any of that. That is cleared. That's through the purification energies that we've just gone through. So that's been cleared. I'm still channeling. Sorry, that's still coming through. I'm giving me some channel messages before I even read these cards. This week might be very standstill, just be in the energy kind of a week still. But there's necessary for it, because it is preparing us for taking this new path with absolute. So we have the Four of Pentacles, which is holding on to our, you know what I'm really feeling from this is that we've found a new way or a new path, and we're just protecting it at the moment, because there are going to be those that are going to start waking up and going through their own tower moments and really clawing at us. And when that happens, we need to know how to protect ourselves. So I'm really seeing this Four of Pentacles as a protection card for the energies that's happening at the moment, for the light workers that are stepping into this new reality. Another way showers of how we can actually live our life without fear, which is going to be very, very exciting. Hey, Christine. Hey, Liz. And then next to that was the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man can also be a card of stagnation, just staying still, just, observing from a different perspective. So this man is now hanging, and he's feeling vulnerable because he's tied up by his foot. But even in the process of the energies pushing you into an uncomfortable position, you're now lying there going, you know what, it's not so uncomfortable. I see a whole different way now. I see it's not so uncomfortable. It's okay. I can see that I can gain the strength to untie my foot. But also while I'm down here, just accepting that I am in a different position, I can see the eagle coming over. I can see a new perspective of life. The eagle is the observer of everything. He sees all that's below him, and his eagle eye, like he can see the minute little details on earth as he flies by. So you can start seeing through the eyes of the eagle, where you can observe everything, but then when you want to focus in on something, you focus in on it and you take a dive. And honestly, even though the eagle has an eagle eye, when he moves through that wind and that, he doesn't always see exactly where he's going. He's just got a focus and focus from the observer point as a flying bird. And then almost like his vision isn't the thing that actually hones him in on the subject. It is the velocity of the first thought, the velocity of the first thought, that he is going to focus in on that, and it is going to become a part of his reality. So if you have in your mind set a wish or something that you want to come true, then you have a new perspective of it. You come as the eagle, you're flying over, and then you see that focus. I know what I want now. And then it's almost like closing your eyes and diving for it, because you know it's yours. It's yours because you're the one that saw it first. You're the one that thought it first. You're the one that knows it's your destiny, that your soul is in total energetic alignment with that focus, and that is your mission. That is what you are here to do, whether that become a very abundant person, someone that has everything that they want, or whether it become somebody that travels miles and meets lots of different people and has nothing on their back. It does not matter. It is your choice and how you feel about yourself. Hey Genevieve, good to see you. So the card that's next to the Hangman, so we had the Four of Pentacles, protecting oneself from the energies of others and knowing that we are worthy of that protection. We have the New Perspective card of the Hangman, and then next to that was Justice. So these new energies that are coming at the moment meant that all the karma that you have held in your voltage, in your treasure chest back there, and the ether will start to come through, because most of us have cleared the karmic issues within ourselves, that what we did wrong in the past was because we were living in a reality that didn't serve us and our soul as well as our body. We were only living in a reality that was serving a body, which actually wasn't. It wasn't even serving that. It was a illusional program pulled over us to show us, to keep us in a victim mode. So anything that happened in the past was an old energy, and now we're purifying ourselves to realize that justice can prevail, because each step that we take is from our heart, a guidance of ourselves, a protection of who we are, a love of who we are. And if it's the love of who you are, then it is the love of everything that's outside of you as well. So justice will come. Also, quick speaking, knowing what to say at the right time for those that are coming up to you that are still going through this shadow work, and where all the things are bubbling up to their mind that they have to look at and see where they've gone wrong. And that, they might attack and then look back and go, oh my gosh, why did I even become that? Why did I do that? That's, part of the shadow work. And we have the wisdom from seeing as the eagle, as the observer, to just cut straight through that and go, this is what's happening. I'm standing behind everything I say, and you don't do that to me, or whatever it is that you come up with. So we might have just gone through some of that in the last week, but we're starting to realize how to move through these energies and still hold our integrity of knowing who we are and what we're supporting in ourselves. So I'm going to clarify these cards. I might just pick one more. I feel like there's one more coming. Small amount of room on my table. Move things over. One more for the general for. Because I really feel like, even though this is this week, this is carrying on. This is preparing us for the rest of this year, even 2022, the second half of 2022. It's going to be a doozy. There's going to be a lot more grounding of the original program. Hey, Crafty Kim. I just had to do that, Bobby. I caught you live from England. Whoa, from England, Crafty Kim. Nice. Deanne, can relate to what you mentioned as generating. That's fantastic. I think we all feel it, but to put it into words is funny. Oh man, so 3 fell out. You know what, I'm just going to do this like this. 3 fell out. I didn't want to use the same pack for clarifying, but I'm not going to. This is beside. We're going to go for it. Actually, I had a message coming in just before I started this reading that a lot of cards a lot of cards are falling. That's interesting. Okay, so the next card we have is the Ten of Pentacles. This is literally where we're going. We are creating our own perception of family dynamics. We're shifting up. We are switching up. What was upside down is now coming upright. In other words, everything that felt wrong is now turning into we're going to support what feels right now, from our hearts, from our soul's perspective of what feels right. That will be supported, and the Ten of Pentacles of everything nurturing coming our way that we always wanted in our life will start to show up, and we will be like, wow, this is for real. This is for real. And then when we say this is for real, it becomes even bigger. It becomes even grander. And we have the Two of Wands. See how he's standing here holding these two spiritual, I will call them spiritual fiery wands. I'm standing in my power of what I know. And then in the background we have, I think it's actually he represents a spiritual subject in this tarot deck. I never remember that name, but anyway. But he's looking, this guy here who's standing here is looking into this cave and seeing the almost like there's a knowing of something hidden that has to come forward for us to really step into this power. So you might have something that you hadn't quite seen. See, we're coming back to the Hangman, how he's looking. Once you feel vulnerable in this position, then you start to see life through different perspectives. And so something hidden might come up. I'm feeling like something hidden might come into your reality, but you're standing strong and knowing who you are and the choices that you make. And then with that, the Knight of Wands. So definitely he's now on his horse, where he doesn't hold both of the choices. So there could be choices coming up for you. And he doesn't hold both of these wands. He's now chosen one. And when he chose one, knowing the wisdom of what's coming up behind, that was hidden from him in the past, he now is flying on a Pegasus, and he has wings. He knows where he's going. He has the strength. He has the wings to see above everything. He's understanding that he has the power within him to go wherever he wants. So, yeah, that was something else that Spirit wanted to bring through in this message as well. I'm going to choose these cards. Thank you. So I'll clarify these now with the Four of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Chalice. So the Queen of Chalice is the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Emotions. And she's clarifying this making sure that everything's safe in our homes and when I say homes, I'm meaning ourselves, like our minds and our bodies and our souls, making sure everything's safe. She is the emotional abundance of that. These are very shiny cards. They've got holographic shimmer to them. So I'm just seeing where's the best to see. But she's holding a cup, and she's obviously wearing a crown of royalty because she is a queen. But she knows she has this emotional maturity about her, and that's why we are allowed to protect ourselves, and that is emotional maturity. Just because you're protecting yourself and you're speaking up for who you are and you're saying, no, you don't come near me, that's enough, doesn't mean that you are going downhill and that you're losing your energy. No, it just means that you know who you are and you're standing your ground, and that there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think we are taught in the old program that if we stand up for ourselves and we get all assertive and we say no to someone and they come back at us and say, well, you shouldn't do that, then we start to feel victimized and all. That's all old program. It's not supporting who we are and our decisions and what we say. The Hangman is clarified by something that fell on the ground. So the Hangman is clarified with the Ten of Wands. So it's a bit annoying how they can't show up in the, he's better. So the Hangman is clarified with the Ten of Wands. And we have The Ten of Wands to me is someone who's done a lot of work, and they've done a lot of shadow work. They've held on to their integrity, and they've got all of the tools they need now, but they're still carrying them. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm still carrying. This is why we end up becoming the hangman in the vulnerable position that we are in, carrying all of that we have learned and understanding it. But the 10 is always the last card before it starts into a new perspective. So that goes totally with the hangman if you really think about it. So Hazel, so we're doing a Restream, guys. So we've got people from Facebook and people from YouTube here at the moment. Hey Karen, good to see you. Glad you could catch me. Okay, justice, clarifying justice for the general reading, clarifying justice. So we had 2 cards that flew out. We have the 3 of Wands, and so he's standing there with his wands, knowing that a blessing's coming up behind him. Is he prepared? Is he ready? Yes, he is. Sorry, because that's the next card is victory card, the 6 of Wands. So is he prepared? Is he ready for this newness that's coming in? Justice is saying, are you prepared? Yes, you are. So trust that. Let's clarify the 10 of Pentacles now. 10 of Pentacles, we have beautiful. We have the Temperance card, which is balance. You found balance in yourself, and you can now support that balance. So you're now reaping the rewards are showing up, and it's coming into feeling good about yourself for the first time in your life. You love who you are, and you're prepared to stand up for that. And you let all of that is not serving you crumble. And as these things happen moment to moment, where you'll find different things happening in your life, you learn to let go a lot faster because you're in balance. Because I'm talking about things that you don't like happening in your life. When that happens, you learn to let go because you're in balance. Yeah, Midge, that's good. Oh, good. Midge goes on YouTube. Oh, good. So glad to hear that it's not going backwards to say no with strength. Yes, that's right. We support who we are. Okay, 2 of Wands, clarifying the 2 of Wands. Okay, we've got quite a few. Oh, we've got 2 cards coming out for that. So clarifying the 2 of Wands was the 2 of Chalice and reverse and the Devil. Ooh. So there could be something of obsession coming your way that in the past you might have thought it wrong. But in the future, in the moment that we are in this new energy, we realize it wasn't that it was wrong. It was that our perception of it was tainted by others saying it's wrong, the old program saying it's wrong. Sometimes an obsession could be your mission in disguise, and it could be that your obsession falls into, say for instance, I'll give you an example. When I broke up from my last relationship, which was extremely narcissism, when that happened, I went into hermit stage. I didn't want to go out. People could perceive that as you're obsessed with staying home. I binge watch everything that I could to try to keep my mind in a neutral place instead, so that I could work through the issues that I was purging as in the moment. But in the between times, I binge watched things. Anyone could see that as an obsession. But I knew in my soul this was the right thing for me to do, to be able to get out of. And I think they're bringing this up as in the cave in the dark, like there's some sort of hidden thing where you pushed it aside to say that's not right. because that's what the old program told us, was actually generally something that could have saved you and could have crowned you with your mission so that you could follow through easier and take back your power, which is the Knight of Wands, isn't it? Okay, because now I've gone through all of that, I don't feel like binge watching anymore, and I'm getting it out a lot more now. Like I'm exploring my world from a different perspective because I learned from my shadow self in that moment. Okay, so Knight of Wands, let's clarify that for the general. I'm not going to pull all those out. Clarify the Nine of Wands, please. One card would be great, thank you. And it shot. I'm like, one card would be great, and it shot, and it landed like this. It landed exactly like that. So on the Knight of Wands, to clarify it. So we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. So the King of Pentacles is somebody who knows their abundance, knows their worth, knows who they are. Now, when it's in reverse, we're still finding out, who are we? Who are we? What are we? How much power do we have? We're asking ourselves, what power do we have to be able to move forward? And that's why it's clarifying the Knight of Wands, because the Knight of Wands is fast movement. Remember at the beginning, I said to you that the eagle will hone in on something, see a focus point, know it's theirs. They just know it's theirs. And then they just almost close their eyes through the wind and just go for it. That in itself is, I feel, what this is talking about, the Knight of Wands and the King of Pentacles in reverse, that we know what we want, we fly towards it with our intuition and our knowing that it's ours, and we start to find our worth in the abundant world through that. Okay. So that, I'm just seeing where the time is on this restream. Oh yeah, 26, that's great. So I'm going to just pack these ones up and then pull a couple of oracle cards, and then we will get into, for the general, and then we'll get into some free chat bar readings. So oracle cards, let's go with an animal card, dolphin play, and a angel. I think these are Adoring Virtues cards, these angel cards. There we go. Oh my gosh, how beautiful is that? So we have play, dolphin, play, use your energy in a playful manner. Enjoy this process. Really work, like just play around with it. Have fun, see things in new perspectives. Sit in that and allow yourself to go, oh, I might just try to use this now, and just try in a playful manner with everything that you do. It's a swim in happy joy of living, inhale confidence and exhale fear, dive into your wisdom, go with the flow. So go with the flow of the energy that's happening at the moment. And if you feel a push to try something, then do it, and do it with the energy of playfulness. And then the card that covered that with the angel cards was a new beginning. And how does that wrap up the whole reading for the general when I said, let the new adventure begin? And that's what I called this. And then the very last card that I pulled is new beginnings. So here we go, guys. We're going to show the world what it's like to live from our hearts and trust our intuition and our connections to our soul, but also trust that, if we need to support ourselves with our logic, and we need to have, some money put aside or whatever, if we need to make sure that our grounding is stable, that we can ground this intuition into this reality from a better place. We no longer need to live in fear anymore. We're trusting that if we're here, we deserve. If we are born, we deserve. Okay, so if anyone wants a free chat bar reading, I'll just pick one more oracle from my Alice in Wonderland deck, and then you guys can say yes, please. And I will do what I can to help you guys. And just also remember, anyone who's watching this from a general perspective, all of the readings that I do, even for the individual people on the side of the chat bar, could be messages for you. So a lot of them are, because everybody's kind of riding in the same boat. But so you might find that some of these messages from these individual people do suit what you're going through as well. But do remember that this reading, even though it is kind of mid-year reading, honestly, I really probably should have said that this is a mid-year reading, because it feels like this is getting us ready. It's weekly, but it's getting us ready and preparing us for August and then for the rest of the year. So I'll just pick one more oracle card out for the general reading. Messages to say, almost like that last card should be the last card, but one more message. There we go. Okay, so we got the card. It's just beautiful. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. Belong to your own dream. Create your own life. How amazing is that? We have new beginnings before, and this is just summing it up beautifully. Belong to your own dreams. Your dreams and what you desire is absolutely worthy and a must, because you're bringing in your authentic self, and the dream that you desire is you're allowed it. You're worth it. Everything about you is that dream. So go for it, guys. Don't hold back. Do things differently if you have to. Do things the same if you want to. Keep it very open. You know, you can use that old program when you want, but you're also bringing in this new program too of intuitive listening to yourself and everything. Keep it open and just play around in this beautiful new energy. Okay, so we have, now, because we're doing Restreamed, we're going to have some from Facebook, some from YouTube. Yes, please. Love a reading. Okay, Deanna's before that. So we've got a few here. Hang on. Okay, Deanne, let's go with you first from YouTube, and then Guinevere from Facebook. So that'd be good. Deanne. Let's feel into Deanne. So Deanne, you have the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is a card of protection and understanding that all of these swords are like prickles coming at you, like people like dictating and telling you, you know, this is how you should be, or that, you know, your own mind playing games within your head of how can you handle all of this. But also the Eight of Swords is the knowing that the vulnerability that you are is worthy to have a protection around it. So she's in a bubble and she's almost balanced on these swords. Now when that bubble does get pricked, she's feeling like she's going to fall onto the swords and be stabbed, like in the Three of Swords. But because this is the Eight of Swords, which is beyond the Three of Swords, she's starting to realize that if the bubble does prick and she ends up falling, that it's actually the swords are in a big circle and she falls in between them. See how the swords are in a big circle? She's not going to be hurt by them. She falls in between them, and she becomes the realization that she was always in control. The struggle is in protecting that, keeping that protection bubble around her. But if she let go and she fell, then she would fall into the center, and it would be okay. She could step out of all of those swords. So it's really a feeling with you that you might feel like everything's coming at you, but you have the strength within you to trust that, to be able to get yourself out of whatever's coming at you. hold focus of how much you love yourself, and that will ooze out into loving, going beyond the problem and loving everything in your external reality. And then that will be felt by those outside yourself, and they will shift as well. So that's what I get for you, Deanne. And next one is Genevieve. Genevieve, yours fell out fast too. Okay, so Genevieve, you got the next card out, which is the Nine of Swords. So I know that this last, there was a peak in the energy that just happened, and it was a real sharpness to the energy of purification for those who are waking up now. So if you're starting to wake up, if not saying that you are, but if people around you are starting to wake up, they might start, really driving at you. The Nine of Swords is knowing that you have the ability to swim beyond that it might be in your peripheral vision that these things are happening, but you've always had the ability and the strength to swim beyond it. The only way that you could get caught up in it is if you play their game and you keep looking at that hand that's coming at you and fear. That hand, the more you look at it, the more it comes to you. The more you don't look at it, the more it stays still. So that's what I'm feeling for you. Don't look at the mind crap, the issues, the people that have been playing games and all that anymore. Start to see in vulnerability, you shifting your perspective to looking at the stream ahead of you, the stream or the flow of energy ahead of you. So yeah, there was a massive shift in the energies just recently. So we might have had some pretty things happening, but it's also giving us the power and the strength to know who we are, those that have done the shadow work. Karen Angel from Facebook. So we have the Five of Cups in reverse. So the Five of Cups in upright is she's looking at these cups and seeing, oh my God, all the past problems. But there's two beautiful gifts coming her way. If she's too focused in on these, then she's not going to see these. In reverse means that you are seeing these. You're starting to see the gifts. You're starting not to focus in on the crap, and you're starting to see the gifts. So that's really beautiful. So that's for Karen Angel. I think also there's something else. It's like you've done this in the past, and you know you have, but it's taking it to a new level for you, Karen Angel. It feels like it's taking it to a new level. Water off a duck's back. Like things are happening around you and it's water off a duck's back. And you're starting to really see your power. Yeah, because the world was, there's something that's going to happen for you to understand your mission as well with this, even more fuller. Okay, so now we have Harmonia. Hi, ma'am. I know she's just saying hi. If you want a reading, I won't do readings unless you say yes, please, because it's just asking you if you want to. If you want to, just say yes, please, and I will do that for you. So that she was from YouTube. Jennifer, yes, please, Bobbie. Jennifer Jane Barter from Facebook. Jennifer Jane. Oh, it's too many. Manifesting, Jennifer. You're learning to manifest at the moment. It's like going through a stage of learning to manifest. Look at that. 9 of Coins in reverse. This in upright, I would say it's the manifestation coming true. This is learning to manifest, which is going, it totally goes with what I just channeled through for you. Because the 11, the dice was standing out for me, my fortune dice, the 11. And the message for that is you are cutting through everything and learning to manifest what you desire. Also in the choices that we make of when you have a path, where you have a choice to make, right? You can have two paths going down. Honestly, when it comes to sitting in the right energy and knowing what you desire, being the eagle and focusing in on it, it doesn't matter what path you take anymore. It just choose. And the path that's more fun for you, it will all roads lead to Rome when you know. And so that's why the manifesting card's kind of coming out for you. There's a lesson there for you this week on how to manifest. Do little things too. Like I started off with, I find 5-cent pieces everywhere, which I'm sure you've done. Or, the car parks, but you can up that. You can say, I'm going to get given a free something. And even tell people, free things come to me. And then that week, all of a sudden something free comes to you. It's happened to me so often now. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you too. So Shanti from YouTube. Hey everybody, so good to see you guys all here. I think I'll do this from now on. We'll have the Facebook and YouTube going again with the Restream. It seems to be working out well. Because there was some glitches in YouTube. Shanti. Hopefully this is clear. A clear image for you guys. Shanti. That just lightly flew out. Here we go. So this is so weird. So we have one person who had the 8 of Swords, one person had the 9 of Swords, and Shanti has the 10 of Swords. So, wow. What a progression here. So it's all about swords at the moment, right? So intellect and learning how to use our mind and understanding the value of what our mind can do. That is the decisions that we make and the choices that we make. But the 10 of Swords is always a good card because it is the end of all that you didn't want in your life, and the realization that all of those pains and all of those hurts and all of those things that happened to you was worth something, a value. There's a value in it because you now stand up, you'll uncurl yourself, you'll stand up, all the swords will drop off, and you step into a new perspective of no longer allowing someone else to dictate when the swords come to you. So you will start to see before it happens. You'll start to have an awareness of before it happens that person hasn't got a good intention in this moment. And you don't say that person forever anymore. That person is crap forever. You just say, in this moment, that person does not have a good intention for me. And then in another moment, you'll start to think, oh, actually, they're fine now. They've cleared their issue and I'm no longer the scapegoat. And they've understood that they need to either apologize or say, rectify the situation. So 10 of Swords is the ending of all of that mind crap that's come towards you. Thanks, Trina from Facebook. She says, beautiful. Paula, yes, please. Paula. So we have, this is virtually on the side. 5 of Cups is coming on the side for you. So just be aware that there's something new coming your way, some new desires. And it's on the side. So I'm literally seeing the 4 of Swords, how you just lying there in the feeling of this, the feeling of looking, what does it look like when you look at the things that have gone wrong? What does that feel like? What does it feel like when you're starting to imagine the new things coming your way? and keep going back and forth like that, like just lying there and observing these energies of, in this new energy, what does it feel like to do that? In this new energy, what does it feel like to dream, to trust that something new is coming your way? Yeah, very grounded energy with you at the moment, Paula. Just to sit in that energy and just feel it. Because even the 4 is standing out on my dice. Sorry. The 4 is standing out on my dice. 4 means stability. It means grounding. It means just being pretty much still. It's this a stillness within the 4 because it is solid on this planet. So you're almost grounding your dreams, correct? Learning how to ground your dreams. Learning. That's what I would say for you, Paula, from YouTube. Okay. Midge, such a lovely card and messages for us. Thanks, Midge, from YouTube. So we have Trina. Yes, Lobby, please, from Facebook. Trina. We have the Ace of Coins on its side. So Ace of Coins is abundance coming in. Something new, like you are literally allowing abundance to show up in your life now, but it was on its side. So you are dreaming to reality. Yeah, you're dreaming abundance into reality. And how does that feel to dream that into reality? There is also something's going to happen for you that's absolutely going to happen. So even though you're feeling into it, I really feel like that stag is saying to me, something big is going to come your way. You're going to see fruition, and it's going to be a grounded abundance. So in other words, it's not just something that, I got a intuitive skill. It's going to be more like a possession. Yeah, something that you acquire, something that you actually have in your hand, tangible, a tangible thing. Okay, Zal. Oi, Bobbie, a card, please. Zal from YouTube. I can do that, Zal. Zal from YouTube. So for all those that are on Facebook and haven't subscribed to my YouTube, I have a lot of other channel messages coming through for these new energies. We have the three steps of the evolution of the soul. I just put that up. So there's some really amazing messages coming through from my guidance, from the Pleiadians, the Arcturians. We have a lot of stepping through portals into those realities. So yeah, just a bit of a flick of an advertisement there. Anyone that hasn't subscribed, I would recommend that. Helps my channel heaps over on YouTube. Facebook is Facebook, but I'm really starting to promote my YouTube more. So I would really appreciate that if you guys feel the need to. Only if you feel to, though, obviously. So Zal, okay, a whole heap just fell out there. So patience. Okay, Zal. Lots of cards want to come out for you, so I definitely do. You've got the King of Cups on its side. So you're standing like you are in your emotional awareness of who you are now. It's like you have an awareness of your emotional maturity, and that's going to come in. Then you have the Ace of Wands. So in actions and doing things, like you're an action person. You're somebody that wants to actually put things into action. And the Ten of Coins, but it was in reverse. So your actions are going to bring you abundance, like turn that 10 of coins into, instead of having the lack of that abundance, which I feel that there might be a block in your mind that's been carried down from generation to generation, and you're the one that's going to be clearing this through becoming emotionally aware of yourself with the actions, like creating something new, and that is going to clear this blockage in your mind to allow abundance to come through for you. That's what I'm feeling for you, Zal. Patience. Right at the beginning, I got this big patience coming across in my mind for your reading too, Zal. Patience. And I didn't want it to mean that it was patience for me doing the reading. It was part of the reading. So patience with this. Don't be in a hurry. Emotional maturity means that you have learned to ride with the new frequencies and new energies coming your way. So you don't want to rush into something when you're in an energy when the energy is not conducive to you moving into action. So just be patient. It is going to happen for you in the end. Midge, yes, Midge from YouTube. So you've got the Queen of Swords coming through, Midge, and that is knowing from your intuition, speaking your mind and with clarity of your soul. She knows her connection to her soul because she's feminine, she's the queen, and she can speak that out with that sword that she has. I know the truth of who I am in my soul. And even though the program says this is where I'm standing. And that was next to, like, two cards fell out, the Lovers in reverse. So a choice might be upon you. So just be aware of that too. Also in reverse, it can mean that there's a battle still going on between logic and intuition. But with it coming next to the card of Queen of Swords, it's like you're finally realizing the power of intuition. And that power is so formidable. So sometimes they bring through words. I'm going, is that a right word? But in any case, we'll just go with it. Like you have the power to stand in your choices and that you are in the knowing that the vibration you carry and the support that you are will always lead you to the truth of who you are. So it's coming into that power of knowing both sides intellectually and intuitively working together. There's something about you working together within your own mind. Okay. Okay, so just ignore this Samantha Smithy person because she is at the block list. She is not. She would be one of those horrible people that do the pretend readings. So don't listen to her. Okay, I think we kind of get the gist. We're all pretty aware in this on my YouTube and Facebook anyway of who's fake and who's not these days. They're failing terribly, aren't they? You're welcome, Deanne. Liz, Bobbie, I need to try live something in one case with justice and lawyer appeared. So if you pick up a card, see the energies, I appreciate it. Liz. Okay, Liz. Still waiting for her. She's on YouTube. Liz on YouTube. So we have Six of Swords in reverse for you. So it's like you're afraid to step forward. Because the Six of Swords is always a travel and movement. And in reverse, to me, is you're afraid to move forward. Page of Coins in reverse as well. Whenever something comes to you as a problem outside yourself and you have fear around it, look at why the fear is happening and where you are saying to yourself, you're not strong enough. You're not worthy enough. When you start to see what that is and nothing to do with what's happening outside of you, you say, you know what, I am powerful enough. That's it. I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. I know I'm worthy. I know I was born on this planet to have a beautiful life. I deserve to have only the best outcome. That's my end result. That's my end result, is the best outcome. Then you can start moving forward, and you will start to bring in the abundance that you deserve too. There's also a message coming your way outside yourself. So, that could be this message. Interesting. Which will help guide you, but it might not be me, it might be somebody else. Someone might confirm something to you, and then you'll have a better understanding of where you're going. Elizabeth, would love a card if you have time from YouTube. No worries. Isabel. Sorry if I say anyone's names wrong. I'm very dyslexic, so I read things wrong quite often corrected by my guidance, to tell you the honest truth. Okay, Isabel. Four of Wands. So you are starting to see the door is opening for you to have everything that you wish and desire. You might have even met a beautiful person that's helping you. Like lots of light and love around you. That's what I'm feeling this week and this month, and even to the end of the year, that you're going to start to reap all rewards coming your way. It's starting to happen already now, which is really cool. Karen, thank you, Bobby. Spot on. You're very welcome. Jennifer, I love that from Facebook. Makes perfect sense. Fantastic. Karina from Facebook, love a reading. Sure, let's do that. Karina, I do feel like you are a shaman in your own right. There's just a feeling that I'm getting at the moment with you. So we have 7 of Cups in reverse. So in upright, it means that you have many varied, you have lots of choices to make. Many cups are filled with different choices, but you're kind of not sure which choice to take. So because it's in reverse, it's like, oh my God, what? I have all this imagining. I have all these dreams. I have all these things that I want to bring into fruition, into my reality. Which one do I take, Which one do I focus on? Really choose one. Just choose one and go for it. It will happen quicker than you think, and then you'll be on to the next and on to the next and on to the next, because there's many things coming your way. So funny thing is, when I wanted something to manifest in my reality, because my mind kept getting in the way, I literally focused on the other thing that I wasn't sure if I'll get into reality. In other words, I really wanted to find the love of my life, my partner, my soulmate, my everything. And every time I focused in on it, because my mind was using it as a blockage, I ended up, it would fail. It would just bring me more and more lessons of me not taking power. So I saw where my power was lacking, that I wasn't supporting who I was in an abundance way. So I started to move all my attention into focusing on becoming abundant into my work, and that started taking off. And then all of a sudden the love thing fell into place, So what I'm meaning is that sometimes we can shift from one thing to another. If you feel there's too much of a block on one thing, you can utilize another thing, shift it into that, and feel like you're supporting yourself with that. It will actually be unclearing the blockage in the first place. So just be aware of that when you've got many choices. Donna from YouTube. You have Judgment coming up, and the 5 of Swords. So 5 of Swords is feeling like you are in attack mode, making sure your defenses are up, being sure that nobody's going to ever hurt you ever again. But it ends up cutting through all of the blessings as well. So you actually compromise yourself with those swords, 5 of Swords, and being in war with everything outside yourself and just in case mode. Judgment says that I'm literally seeing this 5 of Swords falling because it's in reverse, and judgment is coming your way. So you're letting go of all of that, and you're allowing the blessings to be showing up in your life, because you have a treasure chest full of blessings coming your way from being that you come from your heart with what you say and do. And the support would be more to do with, instead of the Five of Swords slicing through everything, it'd be more like a wand of standing in your power and knowing who you are, and just going, you know what, when someone comes to me that really isn't for me, then I can bring up a sword if I want, but I don't have to. I can just stand in my power and say no, and turn my back to that energy too. So that's for Donna. We have Shanti. Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you, Shanti, from YouTube. Paula, thank you from YouTube. You're very welcome. Karen. Hi, Bobby. I love your reading. Thank you. You're welcome, Karen. Love our reading. Oh, I love our reading. So she wants one. Okay, we can do that for you, Karen. Let's do that. Sorry, didn't read that right. From YouTube. Karen Johnson. So we have one that faced up and a whole heap that did not. The one that faced up was the Five of Wands. So preparing yourself. It's Five of Wands to me is somebody who's practicing protection, practicing, like they're not using the swords, but they're like, you know how you see little kids that get a stick each and they just kind of like, but they're not in fighting with each other, they're just practicing. You might find that certain little things come your way that niggle you, and you're starting to figure out what things to give your attention to that do niggle you, and what things don't, and what things you don't give your attention to that niggle at you. And also I do full-on one-on-one readings. I have a lot of reviews on my website, and that's www.codes2anewreality.com. The links should be down below. So you can go click on the intuitive counseling psychic reading and get a one-on-one hour-long reading with me, or half an hour, whatever you feel. So yeah, I love doing those readings. Yeah, you can look at all the reviews. Trina. Oh, thanks, Bobby. You're very welcome, Trina, from Facebook. Donna. Just booked a session with you tomorrow morning. That's funny that I just said that, and then I just read. She actually wrote that before I said it, so that's funny. Fantastic, Donna. Looking forward to that very much. Zal, many thanks, and very potent, and exactly as I've been thinking. I've been working on what was mentioned for some time. Yeah, you've got some fun things coming your way, Zal. Formidable is the right word, Bobby. Image from YouTube. Genevieve, thanks so much. From Facebook. Jennifer, Jan, Barter. So many sword cards, I know, right? But we just went through a really intense energy shift. The ones that are waking up in the future are going to have a really like cutthroat in front of their face. So just be aware that you have to keep your strength about you, of who you are, and keep moving in that direction of knowing and supporting yourself through this. Liz, thanks. Virtual hug. Hug bag. Caroline, morning, Caroline. Good to see you here. Ghost Killer, hi. Bobby, I'd love to have a message from YouTube. Ghost Killer, Ghost Killer, Ghost Killer, Ghost Killer, Ghost Killer. Okay, so, whoa. We have... Okay, Ghost Killer. So you have the Hermit in reverse. So you are so going to step out of your wise Hermit stage, where you were learning all about who you are, what you're about, and you're going to now start to step out and bring that wisdom out into more working with more people, starting to just see the cracks of going and visiting places, enjoying your life outside your hermit self. It's kind of like, and also see it's you stepping out into this new world as your new self. So everything will be different. And just remember that, folks, that when we do step into this new awareness of ourselves, new perspective, that everything will feel different. And when things happen that aren't so good like it did in the past, then you can approach them in a different manner, because you know that there's always benefits coming your way when you're focusing in on loving your authentic self and loving who you are and acknowledging that. Hi, Paul from YouTube. Would love a card, please. Paul, you got the Priestess in reverse. So Priestess in that way would be someone who really knows their spiritual pursuits. You might be in learning who you are in a spiritual manner, and also that you have the potential to become a priestess. In other words, know your intuition so well, so spot on, that you become almost telepathic and have abilities coming your way from your soul. They want to let you know that is a possibility for you, that you're just starting on a path of really understanding your intuition, Paul, and how the power of that can help you in this day-to-day grounded life. Because Priestess will know how to ground that in this reality. Isabel from YouTube, thank you, Bobbie. What a beautiful message. Nice. Liz. Anyway, this week I will move ahead. Next time I'll ask about love, perhaps. Thanks a lot. Virtual hug to you, Liz. Perfect from Karina from Facebook. You're welcome. Donna, thank you. I will speak to you tomorrow. Yay. Zoe, the reading was great. I had one a little while back. Thanks, Zoe. Yeah. Can I have a card, please, Crafty Kim, before I go to bed and focus on? Sure, let's do that. Crafty Kim from YouTube. One card for her before she goes to bed. Crafty Kim. Crafty Kim. Okay, one just pops out. Palace of Swords. So Palace is a environmental card. It's one that's in this pack that has these environmental cards. And when it comes to the swords, we're talking about intellect. We're talking about the sharpness of the mind. We're talking about creating an environment within your mind that is of peace and serenity, and knowing that you can use your sharpness of your mind for wisdom coming through. I literally feel you might get clarity tonight. You might even get a message coming through, but don't hold on to that. Don't hold on to that. Just allow. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Could happen in the next couple of nights, because I've said this now and we tend to block things that someone says. So just let it go and just be in the peaceful mind. Also, before you go to sleep, they used to tell me years and years ago when I started on this journey to imagine a beautiful place. Imagine something gorgeous. Anything. You can have a river flowing through it. You can have blossom trees. You can have green, beautiful lime green grass. You could go into, like your own imaginal thing where you go into a mushroom and you're like a little fairy or something. Whatever you want. You can be flying high in the sky and floating above everything. Anything you want, but that is your place to go to before you go to sleep. And you keep doing that. And then what you're doing is you're training your mind before you go to sleep, and it gives you more clarity of messages coming your way. So I hope that helps out. Thank you so much, everybody. Love you guys so much. Thank you for all of your welcoming messages and your support. Please go to my YouTube and subscribe away. I really appreciate anyone's subscriptions at the moment. And I'll see you later. Till then, bye.